everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Nikki with MontanaCrochetCreations.com. Today I'm going to be making this really cute Easter Bunny pot holder. I actually got this pattern from Lindsay at WindingRoadCrochet.com, and she made hers into a stuffed animal, but I thought it'd be really cute to kind of turn it into a pot holder, especially since Valentine's Day is just ending and Easter is going to be coming up here in the next couple months. I thought it'd be a really fun addition to the kitchen. So we're going to need a few things here. What we're going to do first is we're going to make 2 of the bunny rabbits. So we'll need any number 4 worsted weight yarn that you want in any color. I chose to use green. I think this is Red Heart Super Saver in the color lime green. And then also any number 4 worsted weight white yarn. This is just some extra scrap yarn that I had on hand for his little cottontail. You're gonna need a pair of craft scissors for clipping those yarn ends. We're going to need a 6mm or J10 crochet hook. And we're also going to need a yarn needle for weaving in our yarn ends. So go ahead and grab all your supplies and we will get started on this cute Easter Bunny crochet pot holder. All right, so I have my green yarn, and what we're going to do for row 1, we're going to chain 12. So let's go ahead and create our chain here, and we're going to chain 12. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And so the very next thing that we're going to do is we're going to place 2 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So this chain right here counts as your first chain, and then we're going to go into this second chain from the hook right here. So we're going to place 2 single crochet in that second chain. And if you don't know how to do a single crochet, I will put a link up in the right hand corner so you can learn how to do that. The very next thing for in row 1 is we're going to single crochet in the next 9 chains. 8 and 9. So we still have 1 stitch left, and what we're going to do in that very last chain is we're going to place 2 single crochet. We've got 1 and 2. Now we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. So for row 2, we're going to place 2 single crochet in our chain 1 space here. We've got 1 and 2, and then we're going to single crochet across in every stitch until we come to this very last stitch. In this very last stitch, we're going to place 2 single crochet. At the end of row 2 here, you should have a total of 15 stitches after you place those 2 single crochet in that very last stitch. Okay, so we're coming up to our very last stitch. We're going to place 2 single crochet. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 3, we're going to place 2 single crochet in that chain 1 space again. And then we are going to single crochet all the way across until we come to that very last stitch. In that very last stitch, we're going to place 2 single crochet. At the end of row 3, you should have a total stitch count of 17. Coming up to that very last stitch here, and we're going to place 2 single crochet. And again, like I said, at the end of row 3, you should have a total of 17 stitches. So chain 1 and turn your work, and then we'll get started on row 4. All right, so for row 4, we're going to place 2 single crochet in that chain 1 space. We're going to repeat that. We're just going to place 1 single crochet in every stitch across. When we come to our last stitch, we're placing 2 single crochet. At the end of row 4, you should have a stitch count of 19. Our last stitch, and we're going to place 2 single crochet. And we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 5, we're placing 2 single crochet in that chain 1 space, 1 single crochet all the way across, and 2 single crochet in this very last stitch. At the end of row 5, you should have a stitch count of 21. As you can see, this pattern is going to be super simple to make, and it's going to be a really cute addition to your kitchen for the upcoming holiday. We're going to place 2 single crochet in this last stitch here. Grab some more yarn. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For rows 6 through 16, we're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. So we're coming up at the end of row 6, and at the end of row 6 you still have a stitch count of 21, and so we're going to repeat that until we have a total of 16 rows. So chain 1, turn your work, and single crochet all the way across until you are on row 16. At the end of row 16, you should still have a stitch count of 21. All right, so we're at the end of row 16. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 17, we are going to start a single crochet decrease. So if you don't know how to do a single crochet decrease, I will leave a link for that up in the right-hand corner, but it's actually pretty simple. So in the chain 1 space, what we're going to do is basically crochet these first 2 stitches right here together. So we're going to insert our hook and draw up a loop. And we're going to go right straight into that very second stitch. And we're going to draw up a loop. Now we're going to yarn over and just pull through all 3 of those loops that were on your hook. Now we are just going to single crochet all the way across until we come to these very last 2 stitches. In these last 2 stitches, we are going to crochet those together as well. At the end of row 17, you should have a stitch count of 19. So we've come up to our last 2 stitches right here, and we're going to crochet those together. So we're going to insert our hook and pull up a loop, and then go right straight into that very last stitch. We're going to draw up a loop. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. So you just did a single crochet 2 together, meaning you made those 2 stitches turn into 1. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. All right, so for row 18, we're going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together. So there's that. And then we're going to single crochet all the way across, and then we're going to single crochet these very last 2 stitches together. At the end of row 18, you should have a total of 15 stitches. So we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 19, we're going to continue with that decrease. So we're going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together. We're going to single crochet all the way across, and then we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together. So let's single crochet these last 2 stitches together. And at the end of row 19, you should have a total of 15 stitches. Chain 1, turn our work. Row 20, we're going to do another decrease row. So we're going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together, single crochet in each stitch across, and then single crochet these last 2 stitches together. Okay, let's single crochet these last 2 stitches together. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. At the end of row 20, you should have had a total stitch count of 13. For row 21, we are going to single crochet our first 2 stitches together, continuing with that decrease. Then we're going to single crochet, we're going to single crochet in the next 9 stitches, and then we're going to single crochet those last 2 stitches together. At the end of row 21, you should have a total stitch count of 11. So let's single crochet these last 2 stitches together. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 22, we are going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 22, you will still have a stitch count of 11. And what you can see here is we've created the bottom part of our little bunny rabbit. All right, so for row 23, we are going to place 2 single crochet in this first stitch. So now we're creating an increase, and what we're doing is we're starting to work on the head of the rabbit. Then we're going to single crochet in each stitch across until we come to that very last stitch. That very last stitch, we are going to place 2 single crochet. At the end of row 23, you should have a stitch count of 13. So placing 2 single crochet in this very last stitch. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 24, we're going to do another increase row. So we're going to place 2 single crochet in that chain 1 space, 1 single crochet in each stitch across, and then 2 single crochet in that last stitch. At the end of row 24, you should have a stitch count of 15. Placing 2 single crochet in this very last stitch. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 26 through row 33, we are going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 33, you will still have a stitch count of 17. All right, so I'm done with row 33, and now you can see what's happened is we've created the body and then we've created the head. So for row 34, we're going to start decreasing again and rounding that head. So the first 2 stitches, we are going to single crochet together. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 13 stitches, and then we're going to single crochet those last 2 stitches together. At the end of row 34, you should have a stitch count of 15. Single crochet these very last 2 stitches together. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. For row 35, we're going to continue with that decrease. So we're going to single crochet our first 2 stitches together. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 11 stitches. And we're going to single crochet those last 2 stitches together. At the end of row 35, you should have a stitch count of 13. So let's single crochet these last 2 stitches together here. Chain 1 and turn our work. For row 36, we're going to continue with that single crochet decrease. So single crochet these first 2 stitches together. And we're going to place 1 single crochet in each of the next 9 stitches. And then we're going to single crochet those last 2 stitches together. At the end of row 36, you should have a stitch count of 11. So single crochet these last 2 stitches together here. And chain 1 and turn our work. So now what we're going to start doing is working on this straight portion of the rabbit's ear right here. So we're going to start working that straight ear. So what we'll do for row 37 is we are going to single crochet in that chain 1 space and over the next 5 stitches. So that's 3, 4, and 5. The very next thing that we're going to do is chain 1 and turn our work. For row 38, we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So the chain 1 space counts as 1. We've got 2, 3, and 4. We're next going to place 2 single crochet in this very last stitch here. So you should now have a total stitch count of 6. So for row 39, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. The next thing that we're going to do is single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So that includes that chain 1 space. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to single crochet these last 2 stitches right here together. Maybe if I can get my hook in there. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 40, we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to place 2 single crochet in this last stitch here. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 41, we're going to place 2 single crochet in this very first chain 1 space here. Then we're going to single crochet in every stitch to the end. So let's place 2 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and then you should have 6 more stitches that you're placing a single crochet in. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. And as you can see, the little rabbit ear is starting to take shape a little bit here. All right, for row 42, we are going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch across. the end of row 42, you should have a total of 7 stitches. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 43, we are going to place 2 single crochet in this chain 1 space. We're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. And then we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 44, we are going to single crochet in each stitch across. So into that chain 1 space, and then in each stitch across to the end. I'm going to chain 1 and turn our work. All right, so for row 45, we are going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Four and 5, and then we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 46, we're going to single crochet in each stitch across. You should have a total of 6 stitches. Let's chain 1 and turn. For row 47, we are going to single crochet our first 2 stitches together. And then we are going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. You should have a stitch count of 5 at the end of row 47. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 48, we're going to single crochet in each stitch across, still keeping that stitch count at 5. Chain 1 and turn our work. For row 49, we are going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together. And we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, and then we are single crocheting these last 2 stitches together. Chain 1 and turn our work. For row 50, we're going to single crochet in each stitch across. You should have a stitch count of 3. Chain 1 and turn our work. And then for row 51, we are going to single crochet these 2 stitches together and then place 1 single crochet. At this point, we are going to fasten off our yarn, and then we will take our yarn needle and weave in our yarn tail. So go ahead and take your yarn needle, weave in your yarn tail at the top of the ear, and let's go ahead and weave in our yarn tail down here at the bottom. All right, so the very next thing that we're going to be working on in this crochet Easter Bunny pot holder is we're going to be working on this bent ear. So the very first piece that we're going to work on is this little tiny tip down here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab our green yarn and we're going to chain 3. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Now, in the second and the third chain from the hook here, we are going to place 2 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and then in this last chain, we're going to place 2 more single crochet. So 1, 2. This makes our stitch count 4. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 2 of the bent portion of the ear, we are going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch across. Still having a stitch count of 4. So let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 3, we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to place 2 single crochet in this very last stitch here. There's 1 and 2. We should now have a stitch count of 5 for this. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to fasten off our yarn for this tip, and then we're going to weave in that yarn tail. So go ahead and weave in your 2 yarn tails. All right, so we've finished our little tip of the ear right here, so we're going to set that aside because we'll need that in a few minutes. And next what I've done is I've attached my yarn into this very first stitch, and then I have single crocheted in that chain 1 space. We're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches here, and we're going to be leaving 1 stitch unworked in between. So for row 2 of the rest of the ear, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So we're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're going to repeat that, placing 1 single crochet in each stitch across until we are at the end of row 4. So that was row 2. We're going to go in and single crochet in that chain 1 space and then single crochet across in every stitch. We should have a total of 5 stitches. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 4, we're just going to single crochet across in every stitch. Chain 1 and turn our work. For row 5, we're going to place 2 single crochet in this chain 1 space. Oops. And then 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 6, we are going to single crochet in that chain 1 space and single crochet across in every stitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach this corner piece of the ear here. So we're going to insert our hook into that very first stitch, and we are just going to single crochet. Then we'll single crochet in each stitch across the little bent portion of the ear here, that little bottom piece. Maybe. At the end of this row, you should have a total of 11 stitches, and that includes your stitches that you did right here at the top of your ear, and then the stitches that you connected to the little bent hook on the ear. So let's chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. For row 7, we are going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together. So that chain 1 space, and then the next stitch, we're going to single crochet those 2 together. Then we will single crochet in the next 7 stitches, and then we're going to single crochet those very last 2 stitches together. So we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together here. chain 1, and turn our work. And now you can see that it's like nice and connected. So for row 8, we are going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together. We're going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches across. And then we are single crocheting these last 2 stitches together here. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 8, we are going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together. Then we're going to single crochet in each stitch across until we come to the last 2. Those last 2 stitches we're going to single crochet together as well. So we'll single crochet in the next 3 stitches here. And then we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together. Let's chain 1 and turn our work. For row 9, we're going to single crochet these 2 stitches together. Oops. Let's try that again. Single crochet these first 2 stitches together. And then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. Maybe. And then we're going to single crochet these last 2 stitches together. Okay, so we're at the end of our row 10, and you should have a total of 3 stitches here. So we are just going to fasten off our yarn. And then I'm going to go ahead and weave in my yarn tail. So go ahead and weave in your yarn tail, and when we come back, I will show you how we're going to make the little cotton tail that's going to go on the little bottom portion of the Easter bunny. All right, so all of my yarn tails are woven in. So what we're going to do next is we're going to create our little cotton tail here for our Easter bunny. So I'm going to take and create a magic circle. And if you don't know how to create a magic circle, I will put a link up in the right-hand corner. But what I do is I like to take my yarn and I hold it between my thumb and my ring finger here. And I just wrap it around my 2 fingers. And I make sure that the yarn is wrapped over the top of this bottom piece of yarn right here. I insert my hook and I just pull my yarn up, making sure I create that twist right there. Then I grab my yarn and just pull through. So now you've created your magic circle. So now you can go and start crocheting inside this circle. So we're going to chain 3 here, and then that's going to count as your first double crochet. And if you don't know how to do a double crochet, I will link that in the right-hand corner as well. So next we're going to place 9 more double crochet in this magic circle. So there's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you actually have a total of 10 double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this yarn tail here and we're just going to pull that tight. Now we can come over and slip stitch to the top of that chain 3, which was your first double crochet. Let's slip stitch to the top of that. And what we'll do next is we're going to chain 3. We're going to work on round 2. So we're going to go into that chain 3 space and we're going to place 1 more double crochet. Because remember, this chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. So we're going to go into the next stitch here and place 2 more double crochet. And we're going to do that all the way around until we get back to the very beginning here, placing 2 double crochet. At the end of round 2, you should have a total of 20 double crochet. So go ahead and place 2 double crochet in each stitch around, and I'll meet you back at the very end here. We're at our last 2 stitches here. We're just going to pop over here and slip stitch to the top of this first chain 3 here. We're just going to fasten off. Now I like to leave a piece of yarn long enough so then that way I have plenty so I can attach it to my little Easter bunny rear end here. So we're just going to fasten off. And then the next thing that you would do is just grab your yarn needle and weave in all of your yarn ends. So go ahead and do that, and then I will show you how to attach this little cottontail to your Easter bunny pot holder. Okay, so I've woven in the little back portion from our magic circle here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to thread my yarn here onto my needle. Maybe. This yarn unravels really easy. I think it was the Impeccable, the Simply Soft, or something like that. It's a little hard to thread on. There we go. So what I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You don't have to have a little cottontail on each side, but I think it would be really cute. And you can see where I've gone in and attached it. So I'm just going to come over here and just kind of place my little cottontail in an area that I think is really going to work out perfect. And then I just take and I kind of go back and forth over here around and just pull my yarn through. And I do this all the way around this little circle here. And all that's doing is just joining your yarn or your little rabbit tail to the back of your pot holder. This is why you want to make sure you leave enough of a yarn tail at the end when you fasten off. One more little spot. That's it. And then I tuck it back through, and then I come to the inside here and then just weave in my yarn tails. And remember that rule of thumb of when you're weaving in your yarn tails, you want to go back and forth over the same spot at least 3 times. So that way your yarn gets nice and locked in there, and then it's not going to come apart in the washing machine. So, and that's it. So let's clip that off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the 2 pieces here. So I like to line them up. Depending, my gauge obviously today was a little off, so mine's a little bit smaller, but that's easily fixed. So what I like to do here is I'm going to take my green yarn, and I like to kind of just start in any spot. I'm going to start right here in the neck, and we are going to attach our green yarn. And I'm going to single crochet in that space that I just attached my green yarn. Then I'm going to go around and single crochet in each stitch or space all the way around this entire bunny rabbit. So go ahead and start single crocheting around, attaching your 2 pieces together, and then I'll meet you back here when we are finished. Right, and that is it. So I have gone in and I've single crocheted all the way around my entire Easter bunny here. And it's created this nice double thick, cute little crochet Easter bunny pot holder. Like I said, Lindsay at Winding Road Crochet did hers as a little stuffy. So I will put the link to her blog and pattern down in the description box below, just in case if you wanted to make it into a stuffed animal instead of a pot holder. But I thought this would be a really cute crochet pot holder. So anyway, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to ring that notification bell as I post weekly tutorials here on my channel. And that is it. I hope you guys all have a fabulous day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.